A man took advantage of another man. The second man, upset, did the same to the first man. Later, they both felt it wasn't enough and together, they assaulted 7 other men. They were so extreme that they didn't care about any characteristics of their victims, whether they had body odor, were tall, short, fat, or thin. Once they set their sights on someone, there was no escape. 2 individuals, in pursuit of thrill, first assaulted the victims, then killed them, and slept with the corpses. Individuals who managed to evade capture for many years, they carried out multiple almost perfect crimes, leaving no trace for the police to follow. The story explores which mistake led to their eventual capture and what shy secrets lie behind their madness.
我们认为他们2个人完全就是变态，性变态。
On March 28, 2012, in Yangshuan City, Shaanxi Province, Xiao Yang had just finished his night shift and was walking through a dark alley when 2 men suddenly blocked his way. One of them, holding a fruit knife, threatened him, saying they wouldn't rob or hurt him as long as he cooperated. The 2 men exchanged a sinister smile, which made Xiao Yang feel a chill down his spine. Although he thought about resisting, the knife at his throat made it impossible. He had no choice but to get into their car and was taken to an old, abandoned house in the suburbs. As soon as they entered the room, the 2 couldn't wait to strip Xiao Yang naked. They used the bungee rope they had prepared to tightly bind him. Then, they started torturing him for over 3 hours. It wasn't until they were completely out of breath and exhausted that they finally let him go. Afterward, they lay down and immediately fell asleep. Xiao Yang managed to free himself from his restraints and, despite his injuries, made his way to the nearest police station. He tearfully reported to the police that he had been infringed by 2 men. Shocked by this information, the police, with the address provided by Xiao Yang, successfully apprehended the 2 suspects who were found sleeping naked. Upon investigation, it was discovered that the 2 men who assaulted Xiao Yang were also responsible for multiple murders. Between 2008 and 2012, they had assaulted 6 other men. To cover up their crimes, they killed and dismembered all their victims. For many years, the police couldn't find any clues about the crimes, and the 2 men thought they had gotten away with everything. Recently, they felt the urge to commit crimes again and attempted another assault. However, this time, they were caught by the police. The investigation revealed that one of the criminals, Liang, was 44 years old and a local of Yangshuan. In 2003, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison for child molestation. After his release, he worked in a local factory. The other criminal, Yu Yang, was 28 years old. His parents divorced when he was very young, and he was raised by his grandfather. Due to poor academic performance, he dropped out of school early. Through a relative's introduction, he started working at the same factory as Liang when he was 18. Lacking experience and skills, he apprenticed under Liang, who liked the smart and capable young man and taught him his trade. Over time, Liang begins to touch Yu Yang inappropriately. Initially, Yu Yang thinks these touches are accidental, but as they become more frequent, he realizes something is wrong. Despite understanding Liang's intentions, Yu Yang feels he cannot speak out because he is young, poor, and relies on this job to learn skills and earn money. To keep his job, he silently endures the inappropriate behavior. Liang's behavior becomes even more aggressive and inappropriate, frequently touching Yu Yang and eventually doing unspeakable things. One night, while Yu Yang is drunk and asleep, Liang sneaks into his bed. Over time, the constant abuse distorts Yu Yang's mind, making him start to see Liang as attractive and powerful. He becomes obsessed with these feelings and eventually convinces himself that Liang's actions are out of love, leading to his complete submission.
然后他反过来呢，会对这个犯罪者产生了这种感情。于卓阳这种现象，我觉得可以用斯德哥尔摩效应来解释，也叫人质情节。就是说，这个被害者呢，在这个被害的过程当中，对犯罪者产生了一种好感。
After this, Yu Yang, having tasted the benefits, began to actively seek out his master. In the days that followed, the 2 completely abandoned any sense of boundaries. However, as time passed, the novelty wore off, and they found it increasingly uninteresting. After discussing it, they decided to deceive and exploit other boys, leading to 7 more victims. On February 17, 2008, Liang, pretending to be a girl, lured the first victim, Xiao Zhao, to his home through the internet. When they attempted to assault Xiao Zhao, he resisted fiercely. Fearing exposure, they killed him, dismembered the body, and disposed of it. The next day, the victim's family reported his disappearance to the police. But since he had been missing for less than 24 hours, the police did not open an investigation. They then targeted a 20-year-old person referred to as Xiao Yang. The two suspects lured Xiao Yang to their home under the pretense of playing games. They made inappropriate demands, which Xiao Yang refused. Following this refusal, the two individuals restrained Xiao Yang and subjected them to several hours of severe mistreatment. Afterward, they took Xiao Yang's life and disposed of the evidence in a remote location. At the time, surveillance was not widespread, and investigative technology was relatively underdeveloped. Although the police suspected a person named Liang, they lacked substantial evidence, so the investigation was temporarily halted. The two suspects managed to escape justice for two cases, which made them even more unscrupulous. Over the next 4 years, they repeated their crimes, torturing and killing 4 more victims in the same manner as Xiao Yang. Specifically, it mentions the disappearances of 4 individuals: Shi on August 30, 2009, Ma in September 2010, Bai on May 31, 2011, and Chen in August 2011. The case remained unsolved until March 28, 2012, when a victim named Xiao Zheng managed to escape and report to the police. This led to the revelation of a major criminal case that had been hidden for years. In August 2013, the Yangchuan Intermediate People's Court sentenced Liang and Yang to death for multiple crimes, including illegal detention, intentional homicide, and child molestation.